Some women are simply born rich, confident, and naturally magnetic to their desires. Let's be clear, this podcast is not for them. However, if you're a soul-driven, visionary, or entrepreneurial woman who's been on a mission to learn how to create a better future bursting to come out of you, welcome to my world. I'm Jo Warwick, and this is Rich, Sexy, and Free. I've dedicated most of my career to helping women get to their core power and unlock the missing pieces for their own unique success. You may already know me as the author of The Big Book of Love. With 30 years experience in psychology, embodiment, manifesting, and energetics, we will be exploring together and with guests the keys to becoming rich, sexy, and free. So if this excites you, don't forget to like and subscribe on your favorite platform so you can stay up to date with the podcast. Welcome to the latest edition of Rich, Sexy and Free, and today is an intimate session, just you and I. And you're listening to this, it is the day after Thanksgiving, and so the theme of today, of course, is going to be around thankfulness, gratitude, appreciation. But I want to tell you a story about a little dog who saved a life. That life would be mine. I'm telling this story because this week, sadly, that little dog had to pass over. And it's been a big week for me. It's been a week of bereavement. It's been a week of love. I'm sitting here very thankful and very full of appreciation to the rich and full life that I experienced with Faith. If you're not aware of Faith, she's normally over my social media. She's in my books. So Faith and I lived an amazing life together, just under 15 years. 24/7, pretty much 95% of her life. She came into my life as a very little puppy, and she came at a time when I was going through a very dark period of my life, and she brought the light. Receiving her was even in itself a process of faith, but the leap to become a single mum and to make that decision to have a dog and that commitment was a big step. And yet, I face my fears at each and every time. I think the biggest lesson that Faith taught me throughout her life was to be thankful for the moment that you're in. Not to just be thankful for the moment, being in the now, but being thankful for the now, whatever it is. And even in this week, as I have been grieving, I have woken up every day thinking, what would Faith want me to do? What would Faith want me to do? Because her attitude to life was always to get out there and live, to enjoy every moment, whether it's outdoors, always a big fan. We've always been outdoors. We've done so much traveling together, so much camping, so much wild swimming together. Faith has been my shadow. But she's also taught me that it doesn't always have to be sunshine. There are days when it's raining. There are days when it's cloudy. To enjoy whether you want to snuggle in and sleep and rest, to enjoy the food in front of your face, to enjoy the company that's around, to play with whatever and wherever you can. Her attitude was always yes. And that is the thing I want to take forward. Because when she came into my life, I had gone into a very dark space. In fact, I had questioned about living at all. And I had actually thought for one moment to not live. And then this bundle of joy came into my life. She reminded me when it was hard to pull myself off the floor. It was hard to put one foot in front of the other. She was there, and we would find joy and we would find cuddles and that gift of having this unconditional love. Learning unconditional love has been the greatest gift. When we can find a space within ourselves to love ourselves unconditionally, that sets us free from everything. Every conversation over the last few weeks of recording for the podcast, and we've got some more amazing guests come up that I've already recorded for. These incredible women who step into their visions, into their dreams, into their passions, have had to overcome difficult, hard moments of being on the floor. And that is where you find your strength. That is where you find your resilience and your tenacity. But it's okay to be on the floor. It's okay to find those moments where you're just like, I don't know how to carry on. But you do when you surrender and find glimmers of light. I thought I had to be tough before I met Faith. And she taught me that I didn't, that my strength was on the inside. She taught me that I was loved, whether I was fat, whether I was thin, whether I was high, whether I was sad, whether I was angry. She still loved me, and I still loved her. And I don't think there are many people in the world who can say that they've had that in any relationship. So I think when you find that relationship, and it doesn't matter if it's a pet or a human, you get to experience in the human form as well as your faith, as maybe your relationship with God and Source. But faith helped me heal that inner child in me that was still walking around saying I wasn't lovable and I wasn't worthy. And so I allowed myself to fall deeply, deeply in love with this little puppy. And she cracked open my heart and continued to do so for the next nearly 15 years. And even in her passing, she has cracked open my heart once again. But as I step forward with her scorched onto my heart for the rest of my life, and I'm currently now wearing a little locket and I'm getting a tattoo, that I will never settle for less than being seen in my absolute worthiness, respect, and value. Because she taught me that was what I was worthy of, that my love, my joy, my passion, my exuberance, my vitality, these are my gifts in the world. These are my joy in the world, that I can find joy every day. And she brought value to all of that. She also helped me to set free of any guilt around food, because watching her loving food and knowing how much I love food, but for a long time I would love food and then feel guilty for any food that I ate. Whereas she just loved food. And so seeing that joy and knowing that if you run around a lot and you take care of yourself and you can do whatever you want, just love food. Just love food. And it was that attitude, loving life. Now, maybe you have a pet, maybe you've had a dog, maybe you've had a human who's been able to give this to you. Because not all relationships are the same. Not all doggy relationships are the same, not all pet relationships, not all human relationships. There are so many levels of love, but we have to be capable. We have to be open. We have to be ready to allow deeper and deeper levels of appreciation. I am reading an extraordinary book by Matt Haig at the moment, and if you've perhaps read his Midnight Library, I am currently reading The Impossible Life, I think it's called, and it very much is about seeing the magnificence in life when you truly open your eyes and see the amazingness of each and every single moment. What you eat, what you see, what you smell, what you taste, what you experience, the emotions, colours. And it couldn't be at a more perfect time for me, because I'm not walking around in a space of doom and gloom. I'm sad. I'm very sad. Of course, I cry a lot. But in fact, I am finding deep levels of joy and giggles, happiness and pleasure because of Faith, because of who she has made me in our love affair, who I have allowed myself to become in our love affair, how she has deepened my faith with God, with Source Divine, and how she has deepened my faith in myself and the choice to live every day as she has taught me. I saw a memory this week. I'd forgotten. I saw a video and a picture of when I used to lie on the floor. Faith would sit on my face. She would pin me down. She'd put both her paws across my neck and then lick my whole face. And I had forgotten that because she probably hasn't done that for about, 4 or 5 years as she got older. But that surrender to allowing yourself to be utterly, utterly adored. Every moment that she gave that kisses and cuddles and just absolute adoration. There is no way you can't not feel the love for that. You have to work really hard to push someone away who's loving you like that. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. This dog brought love in abundance, joy in abundance. And she gave it to everybody. I've put a video on my social media and we've been inundated by messages of all the people she's met around the world and lives that she's touched, and from beginning to end in every stage, not just in her puppy stages, not just in her adulthood, but also in her dotage, wearing her little booties, and just how much joy this being brought, not just to me, but everybody that she met. And I hope that her gift will stay, which is why I feel it's really important to talk about her today. When I think about gratitude and appreciation, not only am I unbelievably grateful for the full and beloved life that we have had, the joy, the adventures, the playing, the way that she has cracked open my heart, but her mastery of living, her wisdom of living a good life, of living with faith, with living with an open heart, living with an ability to see the joy in everything, bounding out of the house, bounding down the beach, bounding with everything of a big fat yes for life, a big yes for life, and choosing to not wait for the joy, not let the joy be at the end of when I've achieved something or a goal or money or achieved the whatever, but that the joy is in the now. The joy is in being alive. And when you start from that place, that the joy is that I'm alive, this is a miracle in itself. And when you start from that place that I love, that I'm alive, everything else changes. Everything changes around you. I've had so many beautiful conversations with people. I've been inundated by doggy kisses and cuddles of other pets who have run at me from across the beach. I have been inundated by messages and love. And I just think of how far I've come. That love affair with faith has opened me up to all that love in my life. And if there is any other richness that comes above that, I don't know. Is money ever going to be more important than that love? No. Health, yes. But I think that comes with love anyway. To know you are loved, to see you are loved, to feel you are loved, everything else is just frippery. It's a wonderful thing, and it's brilliant to have money, and it's brilliant to be able to do whatever you want to do whenever you do. But to know that you're loved to your absolute core forever, that is pure gold. So for wherever you are today, and in your reflections, if you are in the States or in the UK, or to stop and think for a moment about what you're grateful for, what you're appreciative of, what you're thankful for, what your heart wants to say a big, fat yes to. I've started a new initiative of She Speaks with Passion. And it is a passion project, something I'm really excited about helping women to speak with passion, to speak up in any aspect of their life, but particularly if they have their own business, if they want a podcast, if they want to speak on stages or social media, but also to speak in their life, to speak with people close and intimate to them. And I think it takes coming to that authenticity of yourself, that open-heartedness of yourself, to speak from the truth. And so a good step today would be to look at what you're thankful for, appreciative for, in love with. And how do you feel about you being alive? You being here, full stop, in the now. How do you feel about that? And can you love the moment? Just as I said, faith taught me to love the moment, to just be now, whatever I'm feeling, whether it's good, it's bad, it's sad, it's happy, it's just to love the moment, because no matter what, you're still here. You're still alive, loving life. And you still get to eat and drink and play and move and breathe and enjoy nature and the sunshine and beaches and go out for coffee and have friends and eat great food. Still get to have sex. You still get to have dancing, and you can have whatever you want. And you're still here. So as ever, if you want to get in touch, do share your stories regarding your unconditional love affairs. Love to hear from you. Do reach out at Rich, Sexy and Free on any of the social media platforms, or just simply head over to richsexyandfree.com. I am sending you much love and much gratitude and appreciation for you, my listeners, and for everyone in my world and my community, and above all, to Faith for the journey that she has brought me through, our love affair, and her deep appreciation for life itself.
It's been great to connect with you today. Don't forget to come and be part of the community. And if you want to find out more about how I can help you personally, just simply go ahead and visit richsexyandfree.com. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the podcast.